Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and hopefully you guys are noticing a little bit of new ambiance here. You see something a little bit different. This is my new bar. I just built this. That's why I've been absent from YouTube for the last 2 weeks, although I only got a handful of subscribers at the moment, so I doubt too many people really miss me, but that's okay. I've been building this bar. It took me a week and a couple of days, and I think it turned out amazing, and it cost me about $200. So this video, I'm going to do a quick review. We are going to look into Sazerac Rye, and then following that review, I have a bunch of video footage that I took of the build of this bar and this side table here that I built, and kind of this whole new space that I built down in my basement. And that's what I'm going to play as a video next. And so this particular video is going to be fairly long. I think the edited clips is already like 28 minutes, something like that. And so this review, add on another 5 or 10 minutes, and that's where we're going to be. But you'll get to see, I won't say step by step, but you get to see all the intermediary steps that I took to build this bar, and how it all turned out. I think it looks gorgeous, and I hope that I can enjoy it with some friends in the near future. And yeah, if you guys are interested in how to build it, you can see in those video clips kind of the structure and what it is that it all took. But yeah, if you're curious, check out the rest of this video. If not, just stick around for the whiskey review. As I said, we're going to look into Sazerac Rye. Was able to pick this up for $23.09 here in Wyoming. It's a straight rye, and it's produced by Buffalo Trace. It is at 90 proof or 45%. It's a well-known rye. Sazerac, there is a mixed drink called a Sazerac that you can get down in New Orleans, that is based off of this brand name. Alright, so let's get into this bottle. Now the nose is kind of interesting because it is definitely a Buffalo Trace product. It kind of has that characteristic florally smell, which is not characteristic of a rye. But I get a little bit of clove and spice in there. But it's very, very floral. It smells a lot like Buffalo Trace or Ancient Ange. It definitely has that fingerprint of Buffalo Trace. But it's very floral. It's like walking into a flower shop, kind of florally. If you dig in deep, you can get a little bit of eucalyptus out of there. But it's just very perfumey. If you stick your nose way down in there, I get a lot of apple and just light fruits. It's just classic Buffalo Trace profile. Yeah, it's got a very, very nice nose, but it's not. I don't get any of that black licorice or spice that you normally smell coming from a normal rye. So, like, you put this and Bullet head to head, they're not very noticeable as being the same in the same category. It's very interesting. So I get a little bit of spice up front, and then it kind of smooths out and it gets kind of creamy and rich, kind of in the middle there. And it follows a very bourbon characteristic profile, where you got like these fruity notes, these fruity middles that are very well developed. I would call this, and a lot of people have said it before me, that this would be a good rye to introduce a bourbon drinker to. Especially if they're fans of Buffalo Trace or Four Roses or products similar to that, to go into this, you would not know that you're going into the rye category, I would say. This presents more like a bourbon than it does as a rye. It has a very potpourri, I mean, you get that. The eucalyptus smell is what it tastes like on the back end of the palate. Ripe apple and caramel in there. It's just a lot of notes that you find in bourbon. You just find in this. It's very easy drinking, very smooth, very sweet and floral. Let's go in for the finish on this one. Let's see where the finish ends up. It's a very nice transition working its way to the finish. When you get there, it comes off as this like caramel sweet and some spice. Just a very, very slight barrel tannin, just a little bit of a barrel note to it. Not a whole lot. The finish is underlain with a sweetness that's very appreciable. Appreciable? I don't know if that's a word. I can definitely appreciate it. Let's just say that. But yeah, for $23, this is pretty good stuff. I have to say, if I'm reaching for a rye where I really want to know that I'm drinking rye, this is probably not going to be it. I'm probably going to lead towards Pendleton 1910, Bullet Rye, or Redemption Rye, I would say. Another one that I know most people can't get in their area is going to be John Jacob. It's produced by Mischief out in Seattle, Washington, and it's really only found in Washington. But if you're ever out there and you're able to get it, pick up John Jacob Rye. It's excellent. I wouldn't necessarily put it directly in the rye category as well because it's very caramely. And it's just altogether different, but it's very, very nice. But this is, if I don't know what I want, whether I want a bourbon or a rye, this is where I'm going to go, right? So it's not classic rye, but it's a very nice rye. As I said, $23.09 here in Wyoming. Please let me know in the comments below what you can find it for in your area and any other comments you might have regarding Sazerac, what your experiences are with it. Please stay tuned for the rest of this video. Check out the building of this bar that I built down in my basement. And yeah, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more good things to come. Thanks very much. Have a great day. The reason why I haven't been posting videos recently is because I've been working on this bar, and I just wanted to show a picture of kind of the skeleton of the thing. Basically what I got is I got a 2x12 that is going to sit here on the bar top. I got a 2x6 that's going to sit here. Then down below here on the lower bar table there's going to be another 2x12 that goes across here. There will be a piece of plywood vertically here to kind of seal that off. There will be a piece of plywood that goes across the face of this here, and then a piece that goes here kind of hiding all this stuff. And then here, the reason why this piece is here and why everything's set back here, so my shelves and everything are all flush with this line, is because I'm going to put a piece of plywood that goes flat against the back of this so that it'll act as a wall kind of right here. So the bar top will come out to the edge here, so there'll be an underhang of 10 inches. So there's a 10-inch span from here out to here, and then this will be an underhang here for the bar. So the bar top
the top of these posts is 42 inches, and then the 2x12, you know, the 2x wood actually, going up on top of that is going to raise it another 1.75 inches up, so that'll bring it up to 43 3/4. So bar top height, 43 3/4. Then this lower one sits at countertop height, which is 36 inches, and then again 1.75 inches above that, so it'll be 37 3/4 up here. And then when I'm done with this, it's all going to slide up against the wall here, and then in this space here there'll be another shelving unit at this this countertop height, so it'll be 36 inches across there, and it'll be, I don't know, like 18 inches wide, I think 18 3/4 inches wide. And I got some old shower onyx hard paneling that I'm going to use as the countertop on it, and then underneath of that we'll have a shelf at this same height as this one, and then at the floor level here I'm going to put another piece of OSB, so this will be an OSB shelf right here, and then an OSB shelf here, and then a hard counter surface here up against this wall, so it'll be an L shape coming into here. But this, so you can see how I have things built here. And then that's a 4x4 post there, and then a 4x4 post, and a 4x4 post, and then these intermediaries are 2x4s. So this whole thing, I'm going to have about $200 in it when I'm done. Let's see if I can get some. These are my countertops, which I'll show you here. Get some light on it because they're pretty nice looking. So I took and sanded and stained them. So those are my 2x4 or 2x6 and 2x12s that I have here, and I need to clear coat all of that. And then going into here, I'm going to use these trim boards here. I gotta clear coat this stuff, but the trim boards are going to sit on top of the countertop with this edge on the inside and this edge covering over the seam of where the plywood goes. That way there's kind of a stop there to keep, you know, a glass or something from sliding off. And then coming from the bar side, so from that lower countertop to this side, you can see that it's kind of ramped up, or maybe show it this camera, you can see that it's ramped like that. So a drink would, you know, you'd be passing it this way, and then on the bar side you got this lip kind of keeping it there. So it'll be alright, I think. And then, you know, it's a little dark in here, but here's my end panels. These are my panels covering my posts. This big panel here is covering the vertical from counter height to bar height, and then another one, and then in back here, that piece, that's kind of that kick board, backer board that's going to go underneath the overhang of the actual bar. So anyways, there's a little, be able to see what it looks like as I put it together and assemble it. But I just wanted to put a little video here of kind of what I'm planning, what I'm thinking, what I'm doing. I'm using dark walnut stain to stain all this, and this is all just, you know, standard pine 2x4, 2x6, that kind of stuff. The trim boards I actually had, so I didn't have to buy them. So, but the trim board's actually really cheap too if you needed to buy it. All said and done, under $200. So it'll come together. So anyways, I just wanted to take a video to show kind of what the skeleton looks like and what everything's looking like before I put it all together. And then we'll show you some pictures as I'm putting it together, and then the final outcome. Alright, so got 3 layers of clear coat on the bar top, turning out pretty awesome. I got a little bit I need to sand down on the edges and stuff where it kind of built up here. You can kind of see it there. So got to sand that down. Might put a couple of more layers on just because it's the top of the bar. Bottom, I haven't got any clear coat on at all, so I'll do it just 1 layer on the bottom. Clear coated 2 layers on this, which is the vertical back piece on the bar. I still got to take and do the trim in here. So I did the bar here. I painted like all the inside pieces, or stained all the inside pieces, so it wouldn't be blonde and wood looking, so you can kind of see the parts that are blonde. So I left the shelves blonde so that'd be a little bit easier to see the bottles when they're sitting on it. And then so the piece I got in my hand here, this piece goes on the vertical there, all the way across. And then I was gonna show, so this goes, you know, standing up like this, up tight to the back piece. And then these smaller pieces here, I have these smaller pieces that are gonna go up against the main rails like that, and then the bar top will sit right up on top here. And then the pieces that are currently up on top here, these are the side panels that I got. And let's see here, we can show you how the side panel is gonna look. Sorry, I gotta sit that down for a second. We'll grab this one here. So that first giant piece of plywood that I had, that I showed you, that's out by the bar top, that's gonna go, that's my kick panel that's gonna sit flush here for that 10-inch overhang I had talked about. So you can see from here to here's that 10-inch overhang, and then that piece of plywood's gonna go flush here as a backer for this. Then we got our 2x12 that's gonna span that gap. Then on the side, what we have is those pieces that were sitting on top then drying are going to go, sorry, I don't have any light so it looks really dark, but that stained piece is going to go like that on the side, flush up on top here. Bar part's going to go over the top of that, and then, sorry, it's actually not going to be flush, it's going to be sitting flush with the bar top like this, so there'll be a 1 3/4 inch, you know, piece of 2x4 height here, so it'll be sitting there, and then those trim pieces will cover up this live edge here going across. Those trim pieces will go like this all the way to the front edge of the bar here, and then with this piece sitting up like that, let's see here, with this piece sitting up flush tight like that, so you can see it's the vertical part here, it's going to be sitting flush like this, and then that 1x6 is going to sit right here. Then there'll be a piece of trim that goes across the bar all the way here. So there you go, that's kind of just a little update what it's going to look like. So I got everything stained for the most part, and then everything's clear coated, and I just got to do those, cut those trim pieces as I put this back together, and just a little bit of final clear coat on those bar tops. So there we are, that's how far I am right now. I think I'll get that done, then do a final assembly and show you how it looks. Alright, so here's what it looks like so far. We got the sides on, got that side on, we got my post covers on here, we got the backboard on, and then next we're going to put on the back piece here. I'll put that on next. Alright, so now we got the backboard put in, you can see. Alright, and now if we get down on level here, you can see that we got just a little bit of gap here. So this is where the 1x6 is going to sit, like here, from here to here, and then covering up everything. Probably better to shoot it from this angle. So you got the 1x6 coming from here over to here, and then I said 1x6. The 2x6 is coming from here to here, and then the 2x12 is going from here over to here and going across. So this is the ledge coming under like this. It's going to be just like that. And then got my kickboard there. And then the other one, the other 2x12 is going to sit here. I got a little bit of a ledge there, so it's going to fit in there. And then, alright, so currently just got the boards placed on here. Not screwed down, but this is my bar top here. So now you can see, got the 2x12 and then the 2x6 sitting here, and then this piece of trim. The trim piece is not finished currently, and I'm just putting it here so you can see what it'll look like. But see how I got it covering the edge here, and if I move it, so you can see where the 2x6 comes together with this front panel. It's going to be coming across there like that, and it'll be mitered so that at a 45, so that this piece and this piece will square off. I'll do the same here, and probably pretty much every one of those will look like that. But then you can see here that I'll have it flush to the front, so you have a nice front here, and then this piece, because it's bigger, creates a nice stop, and it'll run here and then here, and then I'll stop it there, and then we'll have this nice bar counter. And then on the lower area, it'll run across this piece and also up and down here, and then this is what my lower bar looks like. And then we got my rise here. Got my rise. Boy, it's too dark. You can't really see it, unfortunately, but there's that vertical piece here. And then the vertical piece here, boy, it's just too dark to see. The vertical piece here comes up and is flush with the edge of the board here. And then, you can't really tell too much, but there's shelves there. Got the shelves in the bottom. And then coming back around this side, we got the overhang here. So you got a 10-inch overhang that comes up to this board here. So, alright, so now got the trim pieces on. I definitely should have mitered with a miter box. By holding my speed square up tight to this and cutting it, it actually put a little bit of a bevel into those miters, so that's why they don't meet up properly, unfortunately. So just some wood filler in there, and yeah, so put some wood filler in there, and so now my joints are filled in. So there's my bar top. I got my ledge in there, and then pretty smooth transition, so it's flat and flush up to the ledge there. Rounded off the edges here. So still gotta do some staining, gotta stain all these edges here. Yeah, unfortunately some of the pieces cracked here, but yeah, should turn out really nice when it's done. So looking good so far. So a little bit of staining, a little bit of clear coating. Got to clear coat all the trim. On the front here we got two pieces opposite direction each other, so like the thick sides here, thin sides there. Same here, you got the thick side on this side going to the thin side there. So just a little bit of decorative piece, but looking good so far. Alright, got the pieces of trim on, screwed down, got the corners and stuff, everything's all re-stained. Now I need to clear coat all of that. I stained in here, you can't really see too well, but I stained the side panels here right in there, so now that's all stained up in there as well. We got these posts here come together, so we got two pieces of trim with a center on it coming down off of that, so it all looks good. So we're gonna clear coat all that stuff next. Then I'm going to put a piece of I'm going to do a piece of quarter round like this. Boy, I wish I had some light over here. I'm going to do a piece of quarter round up against here, like that. And then we're going to put one piece of trim coming across here. We're going to cut it at a 45 out like this. We're going to match it with one piece of trim coming up here. That's all going to have to be stained and clear coated. And then I filled in the gaps here. And here I'm going to leave this without any trim covering it. So I filled in that gap there. So that's all going to have to be stained and clear coated. Same with this. Just the piece of trim coming up here. And then this will be left open. And then I did the same on this one. There will be no trim attached to this. This is just going to have that gap filled in, and then I filled in the gap here as well on this end. And there'll be trim here, quarter round up against the back, and then that'll be open. And then this piece here, this will all just be left as is, because I am going to have another table or another countertop coming across this way. That comes out 18¼ inches to about somewhere in here is where it's going to come in level and come out. And then I left this all unpainted so that it was actually light colored, so you'd be able to see bottles and stuff underneath here. So yeah, aesthetically it doesn't blend in, but you know, as far as visibility and being able to see what you're doing, I think it'll look pretty good and work and function quite well. So there we go, we're getting closer. Okay, so here is the final product for the actual bar portion. Still have to make the side table portion, which will go back there once this is pushed up against that wall. But just wanted to get the final picture here now that everything is painted, or stained I should say, and clear coated. So there is that pillar with the 45 on there. I think it turned out alright. So we got the ledge here coming in, and I don't know, it doesn't look like you're going to be able to see it too well. But I got a chunk of quarter round up tight here. You can't really see it in the shadows too well, but there's a chunk of quarter round, end piece. Here's my top. You know, even with the wood filler in there, it doesn't look too bad. So there we go. Split level. Got the bar shelves down there, even though it's dark. Looks pretty alright, I think. I think that turned out pretty good. I really love the color of the bar top. Got the dual pieces of trim on there. Turned out pretty good. So there's the bar top. A little bit of an overhang there, that 10-inch overhang. You can see we got the bar top there. So you can see there's still a little bit of clear coat drying in the cracks there. I just finished literally a minute or two ago. Let's see, we got that all stained in there. Got my kick plate. Everything's stained up nice. I think it turned out pretty good. Go ahead in the comments below, let me know what you think. You know, some might think that this just looks like garbage, and they could do much better, and I'm sure they can. But you know what? I think it'll be very functional, and I think it'll look, you know, it looks really good. Like I said before, I love these knots. These knots are awesome. I think they have a lot of character to them, and they really pop quite well with the stain and the clear coat. So there you go. Alrighty. Once again, I apologize for the lighting, but I have everything finally finished. So there we go. We got the bar with my shelves. Got my lower shelf or work area here, my lower deck, my quarter round, my finished bar top. Over here, this is the old onyx shower wall panel that I use. Cut it down, fit it into position. My Kamikoto knives that I got for Christmas from my wife. I'm going to use that. Put a little cutting board, some ingredients here for making some mixed drinks. My paper towel, got my nice transition here. Got a singular shelf here, and then it's a little dark, can't really see it, but there's a second shelf down on the bottom here. So shelf, shelf, and then on the main bar, I got my shelves there, and if I need more storage, I can just quickly and easily build another little section under there and round that out. So I can have secondary storage down there as well. I may put on this wall here, I may put a shelving unit here, or actually I was looking at getting like a some kind of little glass hutch or something that I can put like my bar glasses and stuff like that in it. And then I think up here along the top I'm going to put a bolt and run maybe some chain or something across there with S-hooks in it, and I have a bunch of growlers from different bars and stuff, so I'm going to maybe just hang those growlers up along, you know, maybe both sections of this. And then there we go, we got my bar. So this is the finished product of the bar. I'm going to need some bar stools at some point, but you know what, I think it turned out really nice. You know, it took me a week and a couple of days to kind of get it all worked out and put together, but you know what, it worked out really well. And you know, now that I'm looking at this, I kind of wish I had stained that and that and that and that, but I didn't know it was going to be that bright going into this, but that's okay, it still looks pretty good. So anyways, thank you so much for following along. If you have any questions, by all means hit me up. Like I said, all of this, all the materials cost me under $200. It was like $190 something. That included the stain, the clear coat, the screws that I used. These trim pieces, I did have that already, and also this onyx piece I had it already. So with the exceptions of that, everything else I had to purchase, and it was under $200. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. Then from here on out, I do believe this is where I'm going to be hosting most of my Life and Whiskey videos. I'm probably going to put a TV up over there. I got some cables run through the wall here, even though we don't have cable. Our antenna is above me in the living room on top of the TV, and there's cables that run up there, so I'm just probably going to run a splitter and then come down to here and try that. I also have this smaller individual antenna. I might just give that a whirl too and see if that works standalone. So anyways, I'll put a TV in there. I'll have my computer down here. I'll probably put the video camera on a tripod over here, shooting back towards me this way, and then you'll be staring at this red wall. And I don't know, I might put elk antlers or something on there. But this is what you're going to see in my videos to come. I think it's an easier spot to shoot because I can be standing up. I'll have all my different varieties of bottles of whiskey and stuff right here, and it just seems like a nicer studio than my office or my man cave or my kitchen. But if I'm doing a cooking video, I'll definitely still be in the kitchen. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have yourselves a great day. Hope you and your loved ones are staying healthy and able to get back outside after this long-awaited COVID thing. So go out there and enjoy some fresh air. Thanks, guys.